back to Coffee with B&B. We have a new topic today.
We do.
Choose it.
Okay, let's see here. How did you find / choose your agent, and has it helped your acting career?
Okay. I've actually been through 3 agencies. First one I found, which was not a good agency. They were actually in the back of a newspaper. Submitted to them, got accepted. Wasn't a good thing. That was way back when. So fast forward. The first agent I had when I moved to Austin, I did a lot of extra work and stuff and just kind of talked to extras and talked to other actors and asked who their agent was and what they thought and blah, blah, blah. So after a while, I think probably about 2 years of asking around, I finally decided I was going to go with this one agency. And I emailed her. She met with me. I didn't have to do a monologue or anything, which I thought I was going to have to do. But we just chit-chatted, and she was like, yeah, I think I'd like to represent you, and sign the paperwork, and that was that. So I was with them for about a year and something, and then they merged with another agency, and this girl had created her own agency during that time, and I thought, well, I don't want to be with this current agency anymore, so let me go ahead and submit to her. I liked her. I've worked with her before. She's great. I'll see. She's a boutique agency, so I thought I will just submit and see if she'll sign me. And now I have like stipulations, I guess. Like I won't kiss a guy and I won't cuss, and so finding an agent that way, I think, is harder. It like kind of
narrows it.
Exactly. Yeah. So when I spoke with her, I let her know these things, and she was willing to work with that, and so we figured out a deal, and I could go into more detail on it, but I won't. And so I've been with her for a year and something, and she's amazing.
Has it already been a year?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That went fast.
Pretty sure. About a year.
Nice.
And I love it. I love it.
I love your zeal for it.
She's great.
Yeah.
Should we say the name of our agency? I kind of don't want to.
Keep it a secret.
I like my. She's boutique.
I know, that makes it sound
Special
so exclusive. Well, I've actually also been with 3 agencies, but 2 of which were when I was much younger, and then I took a break from acting for quite a few years, and then got back into it. But my current agent, I actually met at a, what would you call it, like a acting fair? Yeah.
It's an actor's fair, yeah.
So it was at a church where multiple agencies would come, and then you could audition for them. So you would just like prepare a monologue and then go in and show them your stuff, basically. And then they would maybe just ask you to do something else or ask you questions or do something differently. And so I auditioned for all of these agencies, and I heard back from a lot of them. And then I just kind of went through each contract and read through it.
Smart. A lot of people don't do that.
Yeah.
So good
to like pay attention to like how much they take off, and is there a fee for being with them? I just kind of
there shouldn't be.
Right.
You should not have to pay your agent until you get paid from a gig.
Yes, exactly. And so I finally decided to go with the agency I'm currently with because I liked what they had. I liked when I met them. I was really impressed with my agent. I just felt like I connected with him in a way that I didn't feel with the others that I had met. And I've just had such a great experience with my agency so far. In the past, I've had a lot of bad experiences with my agent not responding to my emails. Oh my gosh, nothing makes me more upset.
Yeah.
Like, I remember literally letting weeks go by and, like, sending another email, and it would take, like, 2-3 weeks to get a response if I ever did.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's just ridiculous. It's so frustrating. Especially when it's just a quick question that you need answered that they could literally answer in, like, 1 sentence. But with the agency I'm with now, I was so impressed with, they get back to me immediately. Like, I mean, I don't think they've ever taken longer than 15 minutes to get back to me.
Yes, that's so nice.
Yeah, and they're just really encouraging. Like, I feel like I have a relationship with the people there, and I'm not just, like, lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
So I like that.
I'm glad you said that, because the agency that I was with the first time when I first moved to Austin, they had such a big roster that I felt like I was just one of many, and like email, same thing, communication, it was okay. But with my current agent, I mean, she is like on it all the time. It's amazing. She's a go-getter. She's a one-woman show. That's what I always say. She's a one-woman show. She's amazing. But yeah, communication's huge. I mean, especially when you're on set and you need to get a hold of your agent right then. There's been a couple of times where I've needed to get a hold of my agent, and I call her. She'll call me right back if she can't answer, or she'll text me and be like, "Hey, can I call you back in 5?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She's so responsive. I love it.
That's great.
I think I said that like 800 times. I love it. I love her.
Yeah, I mean, it's so important, I think. I mean, and that's not to say, obviously, you don't have to have an agent to be an actor or an actress.
Mm-mm.
You don't. I mean, oftentimes I go into auditions and they'll be like, you know, are you represented? Are you independent? And I see people putting like independent, or I'll just talk to people in an audition room and they'll be like, no, I just saw this posted and thought I'd come in and audition. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
But for me, there's a certain security and safety in having an agent, I think. A couple things come to mind when I think of that. One was recently I went on an audition at a hotel or motel. Motel, holiday. And then you went too for a different thing. And, you know, had my agent not sent me, there's no way I would have gone to Best Western for an audition. It's just not happening. Like, if I had just found that posted on my own, like, no, I'm not going to that's the creepy stories you hear about, like an open casting call and then girls go and disappear and never come back. Like,
I have a story.
You do?
So when I first moved to Austin, I was using Craigslist to get my gigs.
Oh my
and
gosh.
This one guy, I don't remember what the project was for, but this guy, after a few emails or whatever, he was like, okay, so I'll meet you, I think it was like an evening thing, at this bridge. We'll meet under the bridge, wear workout clothes.
What?
Something, and I'm like,
oh, heck no.
I'm good. I don't even know what I responded with, but I don't even know if I responded at all. But I was like, no, I don't think so. I'm not going to meet anybody under a bridge in the evening. It was lunch or something, but that was like the weirdest. Oh,
I know. And it's like,
my mother-in-law's calling me.
Oh, do you want to get it?
Probably.
And then I was also thinking about conflicts. Like, if you do a commercial for Tylenol,
yeah,
you can't do one for like Advil or something. And I think, at least for me, I don't know all the little intricacies of that, but my agency does and would. And I think about that story we heard at one of the acting events we went to, where a guy booked like a commercial and did it, and then he did one for some other alcoholic beverage, and he didn't know, or he didn't realize that you're not allowed to do that because it's a conflict. And then he ended up getting charged the whole amount of production. It was something like $400,000.
Yeah.
And it's like, had he had an agency or agent, I mean, I'm assuming he didn't. Maybe he did, but
yeah, I don't know.
You know, they would know those things and protect you from that, so that doesn't happen.
That's so very true. Yeah. There's a lot of great reasons to have an agent. And plus, I mean, even finding the Tylenol audition or the Bayer or, you know, Advil, whatever, it's really hard to find those upper echelon auditions without an agent, because they don't just put those out to the masses. Those go through agencies because the agencies are representing professional actors. So it's not just like a free-for-all on those big ones. So if you want to do independent gigs, then yeah, you know, there's no need to necessarily have an agent. But if you really want to book progressive, or if you want to know about Pizza Hut, you probably need an agent. That's how you're going to find that audition.
I love those progressive commercials. That girl must be making bank.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. And she's been doing them for a long time.
Right? And she does print.
Get a commercial, like a ongoing one like that. You'll be set for life.
You get a commercial and a print job, which is just like pictures. Yeah. So you're on the website, you're in brochures, you're in magazines or whatever.
Pictures of you acting.
Those pay a lot of money. Yeah. A lot of money. So the second part of the question was what?
Oh, how has it helped your acting career?
Oh, okay. So I feel like we've been touching on that.
Yeah, I mean,
The Case for Christ, that comes out on April 7th, April 6th. I got to audition for the lead for that, and I would not have gotten that audition if I hadn't asked my agent to submit me. So thankfully I saw the casting for it, but they weren't just going to call me in. So my agent spoke to the casting director. The casting director brought me in. I flew to Atlanta. I got to audition for the lead. Didn't get it, but that's okay. That's like one more step into Christian films, and that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah. Having an agent
cool.
helps.
It comes
that
out
sure.
in April 6th. We should go see it.
Yeah. It's April 6th or 7th, whatever that Friday is.
The Case for Christ. Do you, who? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Lee Strobel wrote the book. And then I think Brian Bird wrote the screenplay. Okay. So.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun to go watch and go support Christian films.
Yes.
And keep in mind that different agents in different markets, meaning just different places like Texas or Atlanta or whatever. I think I do a lot of quotes in these videos. Different markets, agents will take a different percentage of your cut. Yeah. So there's a lot of great reasons to have an agent. I think there was something I did in perpetuity. It was an extra gig. So if you do something in perpetuity, that means forever. And when you sign yourself to something that's forever, if there's a conflict, like if I sign myself to Progressive forever, then I can never do Aflac. And so this contract said perpetuity, and I was like, oh crap. So I called my agent and I was like, hey, this is just an extras gig, but this says perpetuity. Should I be concerned? She's like, no, for extras, it doesn't matter. So for those kind of like questions and concerns,
you have
reaching out to your agent. Yeah,
for sure.
And there are different, I think, levels of agency. Some agents don't really know what they're doing. And then some agents are like all over the rules, the guidelines, the restrictions. I mean, it's so helpful to have an agent. And it doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah. And that's where, it should never cost you anything. So, other than like the cost of acting class or your headshots. I mean, that's all normal.
And that's
stuff.
all on you, too,
Yeah.
if you want to do that, which you should. Yeah. But I think there was an agent I had, my former agent. We had to pay to be on the website, and it was $100 a year, which, maybe not a big deal, but you shouldn't have to pay for that. Yeah. I mean, if you're okay with it, pay for it, but yeah, there's a lot that goes into having an agent.
So that's kind of, what would we say? Whoa.
That's pretty impressive.
So some of the important, just to do like a little recap.
Yeah.
We said, you shouldn't have to pay.
Right.
Go through the contract, see how much they take, how much percentage. And it can be different. For like print work, they might take a different amount than for commercials. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Communication. How do they communicate with you? And I would just say to always be open and honest with your agents.
Oh, yes.
If you're not comfortable doing something, let them know before a situation arises, and then you're like, oh, yeah, by the way, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, I won't smoke cigarettes. Okay, then why didn't you tell me that before I sent you on this Marlboro?
Because it makes them look bad, too, and you don't ever want to make your agent look bad.
Right, and it wastes their time. So, let them know up front. Don't wait until it's too late to be like, oh, by the way. Yeah. Because that's very unprofessional.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also, with agents, a lot of times another reason to read the contract when you sign is, what happened?
I'm just laughing because I feel like I keep trying to end it.
Oh!
I'm doing this recap. Sorry! No, it's awesome. I love it. And then we keep going off on a tangent, oh yeah, by the way, this.
And then we'll recap that one.
I'm just wondering because the last video was 8 minutes, and then this was 8 minutes, so I'm like.
So this will be the last thing I say, and then we'll recap.
No, I love it. I love it.
So a lot of times in that contract, the agency will specify as long as you're in Texas, you cannot have another Texas agent, or you can't have any agents west of here or the East Coast. So that's another reason to read the contract, because if you want an agent in Louisiana and you want one in LA, well, you need to make sure that they're okay with that. Yeah. So, okay, let's recap what we've talked about.
Take it away, Venus.
All right. Reading the contracts, they'll help you. Conflicts. You shouldn't have to pay for an agency to be with an agency anyway.
Be open with them. Mm-hmm. Let them know your questions and concerns ahead of time.
If you want to do the bigger projects, you will need an agent.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's good.
All right.
Well, we hope that
we're
was
wrapping
helpful.
this one up. Yeah. If we made anything confusing, shoot us an email or whatever we have linked below, Twitter or something.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right. And we are out.
We're out. See ya.
Yeah.
We can edit this out. Whenever you look at the thing, are you looking into here or are you looking at us? Because I keep going back and forth.
I kind of go back
I'll
and
just
forth.
look where you are. Oh, okay. Crap.
But I think for the most part, I look at us.
You do?
And I think I've always done that.
You know what I was thinking too, though? I don't think we have the camera as high as we usually do. We usually have it, don't we? So that we're not looking down at it. Does it look bad right here, or are we good?
No, I think it looks fine.
Okay.
But if you feel uncomfortable. What do you think?
No! Let me stick this here.
Should I? Let me pause it.
Yeah,
or will it end it? No, I won't do anything because we'll just edit it.
Okay, yeah, we'll just cut that out. Now maybe that's too high. Is that too high?
Well, I just feel like now we look smaller.
Yeah. Okay, well, the shoebox. Not a better angle? Or did that even do anything?
I don't know. But then it's going to look different, right? Now? For everything we did.
Okay, let's bring the shoebox back. Let's just leave it. I was just thinking that midway through, I'm like, oh crap, we didn't have it as high as we normally do. Yeah, that is a better option. Why did I do any of this?
We play around.
Live and learn,
and
live and
figure
learn.
it out. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So we're back.